Hi, this is Ann with Fiber Designs by Ann, and I'm going to talk today about blocking a quilt. I've been blocking quilts the same way for over 10 years with great success. I use cotton batting. I like Quilter's Dream Select, and that may be part of my success in blocking my quilts. They're very flat, it's very thin batting. This quilt was pretty close to square, but after the quilting it had places that had shrunk. So it did have to be blocked. The difference between this quilt and quilts that I've blocked in the past is that this quilt will have a bit of a border added after it's blocked this first time, and I'm also going to add a little more detail, a little more hand embroidery to certain places on the quilt. Some people pin their quilts to a rug or to another surface that's somewhat hard. I use a hard surface always. Used to be my hardwood floors. Today I'm using what used to be a table, my design tabletop. Before I begin, I spray the top of the tabletop with water so that it's damp. Then I lay my quilt onto it. And then I spray the entire surface with a mist bottle so that it's very saturated. I use a tape measure. I happen to use a hard tape measure, and I measure it diagonally, and I measure it across both the width and the length. And then I take my hands and I work the quilt into a square, a rectangle, straight lines on the sides. I push it, I pat it, pushing it in, I pull it out, spread it out where I need to, all around the quilt. You can eyeball it from one corner and see if this line is looking pretty straight. On each corner you could do that. Again, I measure diagonally to see that that line's pretty straight, and pat it the entire surface with my hands so that it's nice and flat. Then I leave it to dry as long as I can, sometimes more than 24 hours. Today I'm in my garage, which is a very warm place, and I did put a fan on it, so it dried pretty quickly. It still took 4 or 5 hours. Once this quilt has the extra border added, I will block it again on a larger surface, probably a floor, because this edge has hung over the edge of the tabletop, and that will create a line. So once I measure and add my borders to make it, that will help keep it flat as well, the borders being the same size that the quilt is now. I'll add my side borders, and then I'll add my top and bottom, and I will sew them on and block this again to make sure it stays square. So I'll have an update or a part 2 to this once I add those borders. This is Ann with Fiber Designs by Ann. Thanks for watching.